Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back, Gunners. Hopefully this is the beginning of a lot more vlogs, right? Because we're gonna have a car to work on, and it's the most important car to me in my life. It's the most important, besides my children, lives, material things. The AK-47 is the most important thing to me. Why? It saved my life. I was headed on a wrong course in life that was going to either leave me dead or in jail. And this car came back to me at the end of 2016, beginning of 2017. And it just caused this revolutionary movement in the world of racing. I love this car so much. And we are about to overhaul it, right? We're gonna talk way more about when the car gets here. Now check me out. It's raining. I'm by myself. I don't really feel like vlogging this whole going to pick it up trip and loading it up and then have to hide my friend's garage. Look at 40, he's about to interrupt me. I don't really feel like doing that. Let me go get the car, let me bring it in here, and then we'll kick off the vlog and we'll talk to you about future plans. So, I don't know if you're pumped, but we have content for the fucking winter, and we get to overhaul the AK-47. So without further ado, like, comment, smash that like, smash the subscribe, whatever. These niggas are messing me up. Keep going. All right now. All right, guys. All right, guys. Yep, all right, guys. All right, so. Okay, boys. You got something to say, 40? Yeah. Hi. It's here. It's on. Man. Big shout out to my boy Joe. Shit. Brought it here to me on the flatbed. We're good to go, man. Car's here. We're gonna talk. Let me catch my breath a little bit. Thank God. Thank God it's back. Thank God it's back. Hold on, give me a second, man. That's it. Yeah, big shout out to Seb behind the camera. He's here helping me today. So there's a lot of, how's the lighting, Seb?
It's good. Yep.
What happens if I close this?
It works.
So underneath here is atrocious, bro. So what I want to do is, if you come closer, pause. You see this dent right here? I'm gonna be able to fix all that. So I ended up making this kind of like I don't know, what is it called? Downforce. I'm trying to remember the word for it. I can't remember it right now. Whatever. I shut this tunnel off to cut air out of here, right? So what I'm thinking is, obviously, pause, I'm gonna start from the top. And the top being the front end, well, the motor first with the transmission. I've got my Tato Bien stand, that shit's gonna work great. Drop that. The craziest part about this car and how fast it went, and I could never figure it out because the arms were new, the driver's side arm was bent the entire time. So I always used to have a problem putting in that ball joint right there, and I never really understood why. So if you look at the rotor, it starts to hit the rotor, so it caused the drag. And for this car to have went that fast back in the days, what is it, 3 years ago? It really means something, right? Also, if you pay attention, I don't know if you could see from right here, Seb, look how much this axle is pushed in on this 5.9. See how it's like squished in? Because I think this arm, from it being bent here, like if you look at here, let me try to help them. So if you look right here, and then you look right here, how much straighter it is. Hold on, let me get you some better. And then you see how this boot isn't pushed in. So this entire section here is all messed up. So what I'm going to do is, Man, am I going too fast, Seb? Nah, right? I ain't going too fast here. I'm just excited to have the car here. The fuel pump got taken off because when we started it during Gunner Day, it was leaking from a seal. But I have a brand new fuel pump that Weldon serviced for me, a 2345A. I got that going for myself, right? I say again, yeah. I don't know exactly. So I want the entire car to be Milano red, right? So I'm gonna remove the radiator. This one is perfectly fine. I'm just gonna end up maybe just cleaning this up, polishing it. The fan works great. But all this stuff right here, I wanna clean up. I want this thing to look beautiful. There's a lot of cutting that I did, and then I sprayed like this whatever, just to help it not rust up. But all of this should look underneath here, sort of like that. Nice and glossy and red, like back here, pause. I wanna switch the diffuser. I wanna put my Keep Gunning one on. I'm gonna go with the red and carbon theme again. I'm gonna switch this car. You know what, let's bring the car down a little bit so we could just talk a little bit more. Got a lot of work to do though. It's gonna be fun. Probably just get a whole new cage welded up for the front and fabricated for the new, for the newer front. This front I'm gonna end up giving to a gunner and go from there. So I've been trying to order some parts recently. I got my carbon trunk at least. I don't have a huge wait time on that. So I'm waiting for a carbon front. That's gonna get taken care of. The body shop enthusiast is ready. They said just get the car prepped for us and bring it. But you gotta really honestly think about it. There's not much for them to paint. It's literally just a quarter panel and just reshoot the back bumper. The rims, they're gonna go back to gold. I have my race slicks upstairs. But yeah, rip this motor out. I gotta get that transmission fixed. It's got a bad second gear. I probably just take a peek at the motor, check everything, see if it needs any maintenance. But other than that, it's money. I mean, if I had my fuel pump on right now, we charge the battery, it'll fire right up. But then there's a lot of like, this hood comes off. So just put it straight up, and then lift straight up. Done. Put that shit, put it on top of this chair. That's probably gonna fall.
I got it.
I got it. Get the stand. It's in the corner. But yeah, this car fairly comes apart easy, you know? Alright, so basically we're white now because of the moisture. I mean, the paint, it's in great condition, but then look here. You see, like I want to fix all of that, like all of that. So here too. So I'll be able to take my time and do it right. I've got chips throughout racing, you know what I'm saying? Throughout like the journeys around the nation. Remember, this car raced in Vegas, California, Texas, Florida, Maryland, New Jersey, New Hampshire. I don't know what other track I'm missing, but it's kind of almost like ahead of its time too. I mean, you got to think about, I built this car in 2017. I had titanium then. You know what I'm saying? Titanium in 2017. Not to brag like that, but I'm just saying the car is still somewhat, modern. Like it still can keep up with a class. 74 millimeter throttle bodies, probably one of the first people with it. Yeah, I mean, it's just wiring, rip off the header, rip off the axles, drop the motor, then I'll have a clean base. I really want to just get the motor out of there and start stripping underneath the engine bay. But, floating headlights, I mean, they're still in great shape. Probably Spoon is going to end up making a new set. I'll probably gift those to a gunner. Again, guys, there's not really anything I want to sell on this car. The majority of this stuff is just going to end up in one of your gunner's mailbox out of nowhere. We have your addresses. So I know that Joe, since I bought the Fuel Tech, Joe, the gunner that won lefty, he wants the AEM. So I'll probably end up sending him the CD7 Dash with the Infinity. Yeah, the shifter box, again, it's brand new. I remember I had to like do some touch-ups to it, and I ended up fixing it. The K-Tune shifter box is great, guys. Don't get me wrong. It just needs a lot of maintenance. Make sure you follow like everything needs to have thread lock on those. Always, when you put those shifter boxes together, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you use blue thread lock, and the shifter will do its job. Yeah, rip apart basically the entire car. So I'm basically going to just have it stripped, right? How we forget about detail, huh? Basically strip the car, build another stand for it, like a car stand like we did with Kobe, get it to the body shop, and then just have them redo everything. So in my mind, everything needs to be R81 Milano red, right? After that, the only thing that should be gold on this car should be the roll cage. From there, the detail will come. We'll swap this over for a gold valve cover. I'll recoat that header. And let me tell you something. The ceramic coating on this header has lasted a very long time. Big shout out to Powder Coat Nation. They did a great job. I'm probably just going to have them do all the powder coating this time around. So valve cover, redo the motor mounts. I had the bases textured, and then these went into like a gloss. But too big of an injector. I'll probably speak to Jamie because those are 2400s. I'll probably just go down on that. I want to get this car basically ready for like a gunner track rental. And when I do go there, it's not going to hurt my pocket that I have to spend $600 in race fuel to mix 50-50 with M1, M5, M3, all that shabazz, right? I just want to make it to where, hey, whatever it makes on M5, let's pour the M5 in. Let's go to a gunner track rental. Let's enjoy the car. So we have a long ways to get to that, but I think the journey is going to be fun. So if, for instance, right now I start taking out the motor, I don't think that's a good idea. Let me execute, let me game plan, let me think about what I'm going to do. Maybe I can drop fluids today and just be prepared for tomorrow. And I'll be able to drop this motor out by myself in, I don't know, call it 11 minutes, taking my time. It's not that difficult. I built this car to be efficient. You know, you get to the cables right here, radiators right here. Everything is where it needs to be. 10, 12, -16s, -12s. It's very, very easy, you know? And yeah, go from there. But let me see if I have any fluids left in there. Let me just double check a few things. I'm thinking, oh, here we go. And you stay with a scam call that calls you too, bro. Scam calls love you, bro. Oh, man. Oil's clean. Again, the car only turned on like 3 times in gunner days. So drop the oil, drop all fluids, drop the transmission fluid. After that, go into coolant. And then, I don't know, just try to make tomorrow easier, you know? But again, I don't know if this is like, I don't know if this even makes sense, but I'm just so glad that this car is here. I'm kind of glad that I'm not building a giveaway car at the moment. This is something for me, you know? I always kind of, all the builds I try to educate and help, and we're going to do that with this type of car. In my opinion, guys, this kind of car is a fucking nightmare to build, bro. Well, no, it's not a nightmare to build. It's a nightmare to maintain. It just, once you get to the point where you have to trailer it, whatever it is, it's a bike, it's a quad, it's a car, whatever you thought you were gonna spend, you gotta damn near triple it, man. So this is a fun car to race. Like, it's a fun car to look at. Yes, it's very expensive. And the evolution of racing always keeps you chasing a better cam, a better injector, a better fuel system, a better piston, a better rod. So it always just kind of levels up every fucking year. And you constantly got to change stuff around. So like the newer cams that I would love to put on this car, like the BMF 4s or 5s, dude, add a hookup is like $1,700 for cams. So again, it just gets overwhelming, and you get to race the car, what, 5-6 times a year? And when you do, it's like $3-4 grand to get it to the track if it's close. So kind of just want to build it for me, have it look super clean, spotless, to the point where when it's here, when I get a bigger garage, when I have my home and I can honestly just put it like in that glass box we always speak about, you know, it's presentable. And somebody's going to look and try to find flaws, and they're not, and that's going to be the best part. So I'm going to continue to drop fluids and then just get the day going.
That transmission's hurt, boys. Look at that.
Yeah, so it's got a bad second. When I raced it in Vegas, I didn't know in the computer I had the strain off, so I got all the way to the finals pulling it like a barbarian. And it got me to the finals, but unfortunately I lost in the finals of the last race because I hurt the trans. So what a great time. That was such an epic time. 2019, such a dope time, man. I got to meet some incredible people out there in Vegas. But yeah, again, just dropping fluids. Next, I'll do some coolant. I could drop it either from the rear pause, or drop it from right here in the front. But most likely, I'll end up doing it at the radiator first. I think it's like I think it's a 16 millimeter. Drop whatever coolant's in there, drop it from in the front, and then just keep going. Keep going in! Big shout out to Joe Cerruti for that coolant. That's the good old Honda Blue right there. Alright, so now we could lower it, Seb. Now. You gotta love that Honda Blue, huh? Here we go, we're by the door. We'll wash this shit out. Alright, so drop coolant. I've got oil going down right here, pause. Again, just prepping to make life easy for tomorrow, guys. Just get rid of this tunnel for now, so that making removing the coolant system much easier. So I've got basically the coolant drained out of the radiator, and now it's this right here. It's out. So as you can see, everything runs underneath the car. I remember when I first put my radiator in the back of the car, everybody was like, "You're an idiot," and then everybody ended up copying it. So once you get, if anybody's watching and is curious, like, hey, why did you put the radiator here? Well, it's an all-motor car. Every car, you want to kind of keep the heat out of the engine compartment. So I figured, let me put it back here. I never have to worry about hitting my hand on it, making the engine compartment hot. We just leave it back here. And at the same time, hot air obviously rises. Cooler air is always on the bottom. So it actually got to help. This car never overheated. It never blew a head gasket, nothing, ever, in all its races. I just completely got the coolant system away from the engine compartment. I kept it low. Bleeding was never an issue. I have an electric water pump under here. I'll show you guys once I take this off. So my K-tuned electric water pump is under here. Also, another thing, a lot of people talked about K-tuned. They're water pumps. This one's been on this car for 5-6 years. Never gave an issue. If it's properly installed, you won't have no issues. You got the proper gauge, inline fuses, relays. It'll last forever. But I never had an issue with this K-tuned water pump. Again, it's under here. I've got a zip tie holding those two, but it's right there. So that's my electric water pump. I would turn it on once I would get to like 100 degrees, and then it would just do its thing. Now I always ran the car like around 140, 160 degrees. Once the burnout was done, the car would just climb in temperature as usual. But never had an issue with this water pump, ever. Okay, couldn't help myself, guys. So just gonna end up taking off this entire coolant system just to make life easy. So drop the car down, disconnect. This comes out from inside the car. I've got two 12s holding it right there. I'm gonna take off the coolant line, so that's out of my way. Pretty much got the tunnel system uncovered. I'm gonna most likely just get some finishing lines for it. We'll do all these over, hit up my boy, and figure out a game strategy for that. But you see all this right here? Nah. The AK can't be like this, guys. No way. No way. I want this thing to look just as good as the top of the car. So I drop this car down, get rid of these two coolant lines, and that's it. Basically, antifreeze coolant is completely out of the vehicle. Nothing like an epoxy floor, folks. Whatever coolant is gonna drip down, that's it. It's out of the way. I kept the radiator there because on the ends of these fittings, there's a little bit of coolant hanging. Also been thinking about switching it to like a dash 16 line, but I think it's overkill because again, the car never overheated. I don't have to buy new lines. This thing's money. This radiator setup is money. If you're building a drag car, whether it's turbo or motor, and you want to take a suggestion from me, get the coolant, get the temps out of the engine bay. If that makes any sense, it's worked for me. 5 years. If that helps, take the suggestion. Figured we're right here at this point, just taking off stuff to make life easier for tomorrow. Fuel lines are fairly simple. Everything is like right here because the fuel pump used to sit here. So most likely I'll end up dropping this fuel cell, this bar here, the rest of the fuel lines, pack those away, clean them. I got these a couple of years ago. They're PTFE. They're actually they're great. They're great. They've never gave me an issue. I've never had dirty fuel. Big hoses too. They're dash 16. So dash 16 for fuel is crazy. It sounds ridiculous, but honestly, when it comes to like this all motor thing, the more fuel the better, man. I always said it, whoever can figure out how to put dual injectors on a K-Series all motor nitro car, you're gonna be boss. And sure enough, people are using 8 and 12. Unfortunately, I kind of like retired before I can actually start evolving into that, because I was gonna have Kinsler make me a custom flange, and they can a custom flange for the cylinder head that can allow to accept 8 injectors. Shit, Jon Snow's here. Jon Snow. Yeah, my bad, guys. Correction. Speeding. The fuel lines are dash 12, not 16. But I was going to put a dash 16 fuel lines. Unfortunately, the rail wouldn't have helped that kind of diameter. See how much bigger it is? It's a dash 12 rail. But yeah, again, just chipping away. Trying to soak it all in. It's been a while since I've worked on this car. I miss it. I appreciate it so much. Again, it's changed my life. It's bettered my life. It's changed a couple of gunners' lives. It's started like a whole revolution. And I think that this car deserves more credit, well, at least more efforts out of me to make it look better. Again, I'm not looking to, I kind of want to almost get out of here, Seb, because I don't want to do too much and then run out of work. Basically, my plan this week is to get this car pretty much stripped, right? I gotta head over to Manolo. I forgot to bring over the side skirt, so I'll probably drive to Jersey tomorrow and go see Rap Specialties. Again, get going on this car. Honestly, I need like a solid CNN album. Capone and Noriega album from intro to end, and this car will be completely stripped. So again, I'm not trying to move too fast because I have so much work ethic right now. I got so much motivation. Just trying to pace it. Yeah, but I love this car. I think it deserves a lot more credit. I think it deserves a lot more love and shine. And a lot of people thought I got rid of it too. A lot of people was like, yo, did you sell it? Did you raffle it? I don't raffle. That's one. Don't ever ask me that. Did you do a giveaway? No. This car, my baby, this car will never leave my side. And if I leave its side, then it'll go to my children. And in my will, it'll say, don't get rid of the car. There will be some kind of fund set up to store it, whatever it's gonna take. But I'm pretty much ready to do the damn thing in this machine right here. Pretty much ready to get it over with as far as stripping it, and I just want to get to work. Also, I've been doing some research, Gunners, if you can comment below. I've been doing some research on how to remove Raptor liner, because that's what's inside. It's like that textured material. I've been doing some research and I found this thing called Citri Strip. If anyone's if anyone's watching right now that's used Citri Strip, please give me some kind of feedback. Is it good? Is it worth doing? Do I necessarily have to cover it after I apply it? I just need to get some of that information. So I think this is a perfect time to end the vlog, Seb. I think we covered a lot. We introduced the car back into the channel. I never actually got to build this car on camera. Now I get to rebuild it on camera. This is the love of my life right here. This is my fucking machine, and I love it. I hope you guys appreciate it. But I think I'll catch you on the next one. Again, don't want to do too much. Run out of content. It's like Aki, you know, 1 vlog, 3 vlogs, you're done with the build. I'll catch you guys on the next one. I hope you appreciated it. I hope you smash that like button. I hope you liked the video, and I hope you consider to subscribe. Get me to 100K, I'm going to show you some crazy shit. Keep going.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Try it again.
Like, comment, and subscribe to keep gunning.